Sorry, my oven is messed up.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
What a shame. It has come at a real cost. She can't continue.
Have you done testing or something?
If you are watching this video right now, I need you to stop whatever you are doing, put your phone on silent, and pay very close attention, because what we just witnessed in the United Arab Emirates was not just another tennis match. It was not just a standard Tuesday night qualifier at a WTA event. What we witnessed was a cultural earthquake, a tactical masterclass, and the definitive, undeniable arrival of a brand new era in women's tennis. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are not just recapping a scoreline, we are breaking down one of the most bizarre, electrifying, and brilliantly executed matches of the entire tennis season so far. We are diving deep into the showdown between the 20-year-old Filipino sensation Alexandra Eala and the American powerhouse Hailey Baptiste. A match that was supposed to be a grueling war of attrition, but ended up being a calculated dismantling. A survival of the fittest that ended in a shocking, sudden retirement that left the entire stadium stunned. If you are one of the people in the comments saying this was just a lucky win because of an injury, you are not paying attention to the details. You are missing the forest for the trees. Buckle up, because the tennis world has officially been put on notice, and we are about to explain exactly why. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, because we are breaking down the game inside the game. Let's dive in. To truly grasp the magnitude of what happened, we have to set the scene properly. Context is absolutely vital here. We are at the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships. This is a WTA 1000 event. For those who do not follow the tour religiously, this is the big leagues. This is just one step below a Grand Slam. The stakes are massive, the ranking points are crucial, the prize money is life-changing, and the pressure is absolutely suffocating. Normally, the early rounds of a tennis tournament, especially the qualifying rounds or the early main draw matches, are quiet affairs. You have polite applause, you have corporate boxes half full of people sipping drinks. You hear the gentle thwack of the ball echoing in a hollow stadium. It is civilized, it is quiet, it is, well, tennis. But tonight, they threw the rulebook straight out the window. Tonight, the atmosphere in Dubai did not resemble a tennis match. It resembled a heavyweight boxing title fight in Las Vegas. When Eala walked out onto that hard court, the stadium erupted. It sounded like a rock concert. It sounded like a World Cup final. Thousands of fans packed into the stands, squeezing into every available seat, leaning over the railings. And they weren't just casual tennis enthusiasts who happened to be in the area. They were her people, the Filipino expat community in the UAE. We need to talk about the demographics here to understand the energy. Nearly 1 million Filipinos live and work in the United Arab Emirates. They are the backbone of the economy. They are in healthcare, engineering, service, and retail. For decades, they have been the silent engine of the city. But in the world of sports, they have largely been spectators. They would tune in to watch the NBA. They would watch Manny Pacquiao stop the world when he fought. But tennis? Tennis felt distant. Tennis felt like an elite European luxury, disconnected from the daily reality of the Filipino worker abroad. Eala changed that equation entirely. She has put a human face on a sport that felt distant. When those fans walked into the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Stadium tonight, they weren't just coming to watch a ball go over a net. They were coming to see representation. They were coming to see their own story reflected on a global stage. A young woman, working abroad, fighting to establish herself, overcoming obstacles, and trying to make a name for herself. That narrative has powerful resonance. It creates a bond that transcends simple sports fandom. It builds loyalty. And that loyalty is what directly fueled this rock star response. Imagine being 20 years old. You are still developing your game. You are still finding your footing on the main tour. And you walk into an arena where thousands of people are chanting your name, carrying the pride of a nation desperate for a global sporting icon. Most young players would crumble under that weight. They would get tight. Their arms would feel heavy. They would try to do too much. But Eala, she didn't look nervous. She looked locked in. She absorbed that energy and turned it into pure fuel. She didn't let the noise distract her. She let it elevate her. But let's cut through the hysteria for a moment. Let's strip away the flags and the chanting and talk about the actual tennis. Because this is where Eala won the match before the final ball was even struck. This wasn't just a popularity contest. This was a tactical assassination. Her opponent, Hailey Baptiste, is no joke. We need to respect the threat she poses. Ranked 39th in the world, just one spot above Eala, she is a legitimate tour-level threat. She brings raw power that few players can match. She has a massive forehand that can rip the racket out of your hand, and a heavy first serve that can earn her free points all day long. On paper, this match was a coin flip. In fact, many betting agencies favored Baptiste because of that raw power on a fast, hard court. But Baptiste has a glaring weakness, a kryptonite that the top players know how to exploit: her movement when she is stretched out wide, and crucially, her second serve. Eala and her coaching team at the Rafa Nadal Academy clearly did their homework. They watched the tape, they crunched the numbers. Because from the very first point of this match, Alexandra had one goal and one goal only. It was singular, it was focused, it was ruthless. Attack the second serve. She absolutely mauled it. This is where the match was decided. Every single time Baptiste missed a first serve, you could physically see the shift in Eala's stance. She would step inside the baseline. Her posture became aggressive. Her eyes lit up. She didn't just push the ball back into play to start the rally neutral. No, she ripped returns deep into the corners, aiming for the shoelaces, instantly putting the heavier-hitting American on the back foot. There was a specific sequence in the first set that perfectly illustrates this dominance. It was 4-3. The tension was high. Baptiste steps up to the line. She misses a first serve into the net. The crowd goes silent for a split second. She tosses the ball for the second serve. It sits up a little bit. Boom! Eala crushes a return winner down the line. Baptiste looks shaken. She misses another first serve. Eala steps in again, takes the ball early on the rise, and forces a brutal error from Baptiste's backhand. It was relentless. It was suffocating. You could literally see Baptiste's body language crumble. The American started rushing her motion. She started overhitting. She started panicking. Why? Because she knew the math. She knew that if she didn't land that first serve, the point was statistically already lost. Eala took away her safety net. She made Baptiste feel like she was walking a tightrope without a harness over a pit of spikes. And in professional sports, when the margins are millimeter thin, that kind of psychological pressure is exactly what leads to physical breakdowns. Then there was the baseline battle. We have to talk about the movement. Baptiste can hit the ball harder. Sure, physics is on her side there, but Eala has the lefty advantage, the spin, and drastically superior court coverage. There were moments in this match that looked like a video game. Baptiste would fire a massive shot into the corner, a shot that would be a winner against 90% of the tour. But Eala would just glide over, plant her feet, and send it back with interest, using Baptiste's own pace against her. Eala ruthlessly exploited Baptiste's struggles on the run. She kept moving the ball side to side, left, right, stretching the court, opening up the angles. It was a geometric dismantling. She was draining the American's energy bar, drop by drop. It was like watching a master boxer fighting a heavy hitter. Eala didn't try to trade wild knockout blows in the center of the ring. She just kept jabbing, moving, slipping punches, making Baptiste swing at air until her legs started to feel like cement. When Eala had the chance to kill the first set, she didn't hesitate. This is the mark of a champion. Up 5-4, serving for the set, the pressure is at its peak. This is where young players usually double fault or play passive. Not Alex. She painted the line with a forehand cross-court winner that left Baptiste frozen in the center of the court. That shot was a statement. It wasn't just a point, it was a declaration. It said, "I am not here to participate. I am here to dominate." First set 6-4, and then came the moment that left everyone speechless. The elephant in the room. The moment that changed the headline from a great win to a shocking mystery. Down 0-1 in the second set, just after being broken, the match ended in the most anticlimactic way imaginable. Hailey Baptiste simply walked to the net and extended her hand. There was no long medical timeout. There was no trainer coming out to massage her back for 20 minutes while the crowd waited. Just a simple, abrupt, "I am done." The confusion on the broadcast was palpable. The commentators didn't know what to say. The crowd didn't know whether to cheer or stay silent. What the hell just happened? As the dust settled and the reports started coming in from the locker room, it was revealed that Baptiste was dealing with a severe abdominal injury. Now we need to pause here and connect the dots. This is where the analysis needs to go deeper than just bad luck. Remember how Eala was mercilessly attacking the serve. Remember how she was making Baptiste reach for every return. An abdominal injury is the worst nightmare for a tennis player. It is the core of your movement. It is the engine of your serve. Every time you reach up to hit a serve, you are stretching those abdominal muscles. If they are strained, it feels like being stabbed. By forcing Baptiste to hit so many second serves because of the pressure, and by making her stretch into the corners on every single rally, Eala's brilliant tactical game plan actually magnified the injury. Tennis is a gladiatorial sport. It is not polite. It is not kind. If you smell blood, you attack the wound. Whether Eala knew about the specific injury or not is irrelevant. She executed the perfect game plan to break a physically compromised opponent. Baptiste quit because she knew she had zero chance of winning that match without a fully functional serve. Eala had stripped away her only weapon and left her defenseless in the middle of the arena. And let's give credit to Eala's mental toughness here. It is so incredibly easy to get distracted when you see your opponent wincing. It is a trap. You lose your rhythm. You start feeling sorry for them. You start playing down to their level, waiting for them to quit. Not Alex. She stayed the course. She kept the intensity pinned to the red line. She gave Baptiste zero breathing room to perhaps recover or catch a second wind. That is the killer instinct champions are made of. That is the mentality of a top 10 player. Now, I know the haters and the critics are already typing in the comments. They are saying, oh, she only won because Baptiste retired. She got lucky. Let's shut that narrative down right now. There is no such thing as luck in tennis over the long run. Availability is the best ability. You create your own luck by being prepared and by being physically fit. Baptiste came through qualifiers, and her body broke down under the stress. Eala was fit. She was ready. She was resilient. She was the better athlete on the day. Period. You cannot win if you cannot play. And Eala proved that her conditioning is at an elite level. She looks leaner. She looks faster. She looks ready to run for 3 hours if necessary. That fitness base is what allows her to execute her game plan. You cannot hit precise tactical shots if your heart rate is redlining and your legs are heavy. Eala's legs looked light and explosive all match long. But let's zoom out for a second. Because the story of Alex Eala in Dubai is way bigger than just a second-round qualifier win against an injured opponent. There is a deeper cultural layer here. There is a Filipino concept called bayanihan. For those who don't know, it roughly translates to communal unity, the spirit of a village lifting a house on their shoulders to move it to a new location. It is about the collective working together for a shared goal. What we saw in that stadium in Dubai was bayanihan in a tennis context. Those fans weren't just ticket buyers. They were a collective force, trying to physically carry her through the match. When she was down, they got louder. When she hit a winner, they shook the foundations of the stadium. This is rare in individual sports. Tennis is typically a lonely island. You are out there by yourself, with your thoughts and your fears. But Alex Eala is never alone. Wherever she goes, particularly in the Middle East, Europe, and North America, where there are significant Filipino diasporas, she brings a home court with her. This is a tactical advantage that cannot be overstated. It rattles opponents. It subconsciously influences umpires. It gives her an extra 5% of adrenaline when her legs are tired. The shock in the headlines is really about the rest of the world waking up to just how powerful this Filipino fandom can be. The WTA is watching closely. Believe me, women's tennis has been searching for its next massive cultural pull in the post-Serena Williams era. They have great players. Swiatek is a machine. Sabalenka is a powerhouse. But they are desperate for a star who can unlock the Southeast Asian market. They need someone who moves the needle culturally. Well, they just found her. Alex Eala is a goldmine for the sport. She brings a built-in passionate army that buys tickets, buys merchandise, travels to tournaments, and creates an atmosphere unlike anything else on tour. She isn't just a player anymore. She is becoming a franchise talent. In the NBA, you have franchise players that you build a team around. In tennis, you build your tournament marketing around players like this. The Dubai organizers are probably scrambling right now to put her on the biggest billboards and the primetime slots because they know she puts butts in seats. Which brings us to the most exciting part. What is next? Because the road gets infinitely harder from here. The celebration is over. The work begins. Alex Eala is through to the round of 32, and waiting for her is Jasmine Paolini. We need to talk about Paolini. She is the world number 8. She is a Grand Slam finalist. She is one of the most consistent, gritty, and dangerous players on the planet. This is not a qualifier. This is the elite. This is the ultimate litmus test for the Eala era. Can she hang with the best in the world? But here is the twist. The retirement of Hailey Baptiste? It was an absolute blessing in disguise for Eala. While the rest of the field is grinding through brutal 3-set wars in the suffocating Dubai heat, exhausting their bodies, Eala played 1 set and a couple of games. Her legs are fresh, her tank is full. She gets to rest, recover, get a massage, and scout her opponent while everyone else is sweating it out. Paolini is elite, but she knows what is coming. When the Italian steps onto that court in Dubai, she is going to feel like the villain in a movie. She is arguably one of the nicest players on tour, but on that night, she will be public enemy number 1. She is going to face an absolutely hostile, deafening crowd that wants her to lose. If Alexandra Eala can harness this tsunami of energy, if she can execute another tactical masterclass against a top 10 player in the world, if she can stay calm in the eye of the storm, she doesn't just climb the rankings, she cements herself as a global superstar. A win here isn't just about points. It's a statement that she belongs at the head of the table. We also have to look at the technique improvements. I was particularly impressed by Eala's backhand down the line in this match. It is a shot that is becoming a real weapon for her. The cross-court forehand is her natural heavy shot, the one she relies on. But when she can flatten out that backhand and go down the line, it freezes opponents. Baptiste didn't know which way to lean. She was getting caught flat-footed constantly. That variety is what separates Eala from the simple ball bashers. She has touch, she has angles, and she has the tennis IQ to use them at the right moments. Looking at the stats from the first set, Eala's unforced errors were low. Her winner count was healthy. But the most important stat was the breakpoint conversion. Converting 2 out of 3 breakpoints is championship-level efficiency. Often, young players get tight on breakpoints. They try to do too much, or they play too passive, hoping the opponent makes a mistake. Eala played those crucial points with aggression. She took the racket out of Baptiste's hands. That is the sign of a maturing player. She isn't waiting for you to lose, she is going out there to win. So to wrap up this deep dive, what we saw in Dubai was a perfect storm. It was the convergence of athletic preparation, tactical brilliance, cultural support, and a little bit of fortune with the opponent's injury. It was a victory of strategy over power, a victory of fitness over fatigue, and a victory of mental toughness over frustration. Alexandra Eala walked into the lion's den and came out without a scratch. She mauled the second serve, she controlled the baseline, and she broke her opponent's will to continue. You cannot ask for a better start to a tournament than that. The hype is real, the rock star has arrived, and the tennis world will never look at a Tuesday night qualifier the same way again. The Eala era isn't coming next year. It isn't coming in 5 years. It is here right now, and it is loud. But I want to hear from you guys. I want to know your thoughts. How impressed were you by Eala's tactical execution? Do you think the crowd played a major factor in Baptiste's breakdown? And the big question, do you think she can shock the world and take down Jasmine Paolini in the next round? Drop your predictions in the comments below. I read every single one of them. If you love this deep dive and want more analysis on the rising stars of the WTA, hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow and tells the algorithm that you want more of this content. Subscribe and ring that notification bell because we will be right here breaking down every angle, every point, and every moment of her next match. We are following this journey all the way to the top. Thanks for watching, and remember, in tennis, the match isn't over until the handshake. I'll see you in the next one.